Welcome back to another episode of the Best Angel Stories 2014. Last time we were reading Angels in Heaven by Lorna Bride. And if you haven't seen season 4 episode 9, I think, I don't know. I lost count. Now we are reading Eternity's Door by Mary Neal MD. Oh God! My husband Bill and I had gone to Chile for a whitewater kayaking vacation. Bill, like me, is an orthopedic surgeon, and we share a practice along with a love of outdoor adventure. We had paddled on some of the roughest rivers in the United States, and this was a chance to try our stuff in the wild. Untamed waters of the Chilean Andes. We left our 4 young children at home with our long-time snow-fed rivers, tumbled down volcanic slopes. And traveled to one of the remotest corners of the globe. Snow-fed rivers tumbled down volcanic slopes with challenging 10 and 20-foot drops. Perfect for us. Our guides were our good friends, Tom and Debbie Long, along with their sons. They'd been hosting whitewater trips to Chile for years and knew exactly where to go and what we faced. Still that morning, I had an uneasy feeling. Maybe it was because Bill was going to take the day off. He had some back pain that was bothering him. You think that with both of us in the business, we could avoid that? Or maybe it was because a new, less experienced group of boaters was joining us that day. I just had this strange, shadowy feeling. Sure, I can convince you, I asked Bill. One last time, I can fix whatever's ailing you. Bill chuckled. I'll take the truck and meet you at the takeout, he said. I'll find a nice place to read and enjoy the scenery. The views of thick subtropical forests and snow-covered peaks were breathtaking. Civilization was far away. I almost envied him his peace and quiet. Okay, I said, give me your paddling jacket. His was bright red, unlike my drab one. At least he could spot me easily from shore. I'd had a part of him with me. He drove us to the put-in. I slipped on his jacket and kissed him goodbye. Then I joined the rest of the group, and we stepped into our boats. We'll stop before we hit our first big drop. Thompson, I put my feet against the foot braces and tightened the spray skirt around my waist. It would keep water out of the boat and my lower half dry. If a kayaker gets into trouble, she can pull the loop or pull the chute, as we say, to release the spray skirt and escape the boat quickly. Out of the corner of my eye, I watched new kayakers. One in particular wasn't so sure of herself. I steered around her. We paddled down river, stopping at the eddy above the falls. There was a narrow channel to the right and a larger main channel to the left. We'll take the smaller channel, Tom called over the waters. It's more predictable. Good move, I thought, remembering the inexperienced kayaker. The left channel looked pretty hairy. The first boater paddled down the channel on the right. I followed. The current moved swiftly. He headed forward. Suddenly, her boat turned at an angle. She was being whipped sideways by the current. Then her boat got lodged between 2 boulders. She jumped out and waded to shore, leaving her kayak on the rocks. I'm going to have to go left. There was no stopping my momentum. I took a deep breath and plunged 15, 20 feet down the falls. My boat dove straight down. The force of the water was crushing. It ripped the paddle from my hand. I smashed into some submerged rocks. My crazy dive stopped, still upright. I was pinned, trapped underwater. I couldn't paddle, couldn't move. The waterfall was so strong it held me down. My arms flopped in the vicious current. No one would ever see me in the turbulence, even with Bill's blazing red jacket. Pull the chute! I screamed silently. I grasped for the loop. Couldn't reach it. force against my arms was too strong. I pushed against the foot braces. Nothing. I tried to jiggle the boat. It desperately raised my head. Fresh air was only a couple of feet above me, but I couldn't reach it. It was no use. I was stuck. My kayak, my coffin. You're not in control, I told myself. Just let go. I thought of Bill and our 4 kids. Our family, our orthopedic practice. God, I prayed. I know you love me and have a plan for me. Thy will be done. It was precisely at that instant something shifted in me, like a spiritual jolt. A great calm took me. It was like being a baby rocked and caressed in a mother's arms. I had this absolutely certain sense that everything would be okay. No matter what happened, I was overwhelmed by this peace. It completely transcended my panic and dread. I felt myself stop struggling. What about Bill and the children? Would they be alright? Could they survive without me? With that profound reassurance eased all my doubts. Okay, God, I said, hurry up. At once the wild current grabbed me, jerking me out of my kayak, my knees folded back under me. I was dragged and battered by the river. I observed it climb clinically, dispassionately, as though as I was my own patient. Your knee bones just broke. You just tore your ligaments. And then the strangest thing yet, it's something I can only describe as a pop. My soul separated from my body. I shot above the river into another realm. 15 or 20 human spirits rushed forward to welcome me. We hugged and dipped. I could not identify them, but I knew what I knew them. I knew that I knew them. Sorry. Even with their outlines blurred, they were sent by God to guide me. We began to glide along a path. We were going home, my eternal home. My companions could barely contain their joy at the instant of death. The feeling of absolute love pierced me, a feeling greater and so different from anything I'd ever known. We were bathed in a light brighter than I ever seen. Oh wait, what? There we go. I turned and looked down. Below me, I glimpsed my body on the riverbank, the shell of an old friend. Tom and his sons were beside my body. Breathe, Mary, breathe! They screamed, giving me CPR. I loved them and didn't want them to be sad. You could go back for just one breath, I thought. At that, I flew down and took a breath, then instantly went back to my companions. We traveled a path that led to a great hole, larger and more beautiful than anything I could conceive of, with an immense dome and a central arch built with shimmering gold blocks. I felt my soul gravitate toward the entrance, absorbed by the ever-present radiance. Heaven, irresistible paradise, eternal home. I was flooded with an intense longing to be reunited with God. Still, Tom and his sons kept beckoning. Each time they begged me to take a breath, I felt obligated to return quickly to my body and take another breath before continuing my journey. I grew impatient. I need to keep traveling. Let me go. I understood everything my spiritual companions called me. Even though they didn't speak, all our thoughts simply merged. We were right at the archway with the golden bricks. Suddenly they turned to me. Not yet, they said. It's not your time to enter. You have more to do on earth. Sorrow filled me, as powerful as the great joy had been. I knew I had to go back to life. Yet I knew I would also return someday, just not now. I opened my eyes to see the faces of the monks staring Odyssey. There, I recovered slowly from my injuries. Fortunately, I diagnosed myself wrong. I did not break my back, thank God. But it's taken even more time to absorb my experience. In the 13 years since, I've seen how my work as a mom, a wife, and a doctor has not been over. My most important job is to tell his story. Perhaps it was entrusted to me because I'm a doctor, and I think in terms of facts and objective knowledge, there's another world to which we're called, and it is the most true and beautiful we'll ever experience. Our eternal home waits us. Alright guys, that is it for today. I hope you guys liked it. Tomorrow we are going to read Angel Wings by Brenda Boswell. And if you don't remember her, I think she was on season. Let's see if I can find her. I guess she was not on here, but I think she was on the previous season that we went to. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe. Guys, I'm also reaching 1,500 subscribers to do something cool. If you want to see me do that, get me to reach 1,500 subs